Hello, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. I'm answering publicly posted questions on Avvo.com, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. Here we have our question. Can my husband be fired for forgetting to clock out on break, even if he fixed it when he got back in with no write-up or with no verbal warning? My husband was working for a 7-Eleven and forgot to clock out a few times when on his way home on break. He fixed it immediately upon returning to the store, but then soon after he was suspended and fired for stealing company time. He had no idea he could get fired for this, and they gave him no write-up or verbal warning. On top of that, we know for a fact that another employee even sold alcohol to a minor. A cop came in, and she kept her job with no backlash. To make matters worse, they are now telling him he isn't allowed in the store under suspicion he stole something. But clearly on the camera, you can see him paying for and taking the receipt for said item. I feel like they're discriminating against my husband and want to know if it'd be worth it to take it to court. Okay. So, two parts to this question. One, can you be fired for time theft? Yeah, absolutely. And you won't receive unemployment. It's very unlikely you'd receive unemployment. That is one of the classic reasons to be terminated. It's really common, and people get in trouble for that all the time. But you now have this issue of discrimination. And you raise this issue because it seems like your husband is being treated much worse than other employees and being terminated for something when this other employee did something that you feel is worse. And you're asking if it's worth it to bring the discrimination case. So maybe. The answer is maybe. I can't really tell you straight up. I'd have to know a little bit more. But you do have a big issue with your discrimination case in that your husband was terminated for a classic unassailable good reason, right? I know he didn't mean to do that. I know it. You know it. Maybe they know it. Maybe they don't. But there's not too many judges. I don't think there's too many juries who are going to say, oh, you can't fire somebody for leaving themselves clocked in when they leave work and potentially getting extra money for that. That's a stretch, right? That being said, we don't know enough about the discrimination claim. Maybe there's discriminatory comments made. Maybe there's racial slurs. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of discrimination you're talking about, right? Maybe it seems like you're comparing your husband to how a woman was treated. Maybe somebody said, hey, I hate men. I like women working here. I'm going to fire all these men. Well, that case, yeah, we can probably talk about that case. That's something, right? It's not going to be clear cut. It's definitely going to be a conversation. I would recommend calling a local employment attorney and just getting a free consult and saying, listen, here's why we think it's discrimination. Here's what kind of discrimination we think it is. What do you think? And I think most employment attorneys would be happy to have that conversation with you and talk it out. And they might ultimately say to you, listen, I don't think this is worth it. Or they might say, hey, great case. Let's go. Right? I don't know. I just don't know enough. They're allowed to ban them from the store, but that could also be a part of their discrimination. If they're doing it because of the discrimination, well, that's different, right? I hope this is helpful. I'm definitely available for follow-up questions. If this was helpful, consider, down below, like and subscribe. It helps me to help more people just like you. Good luck.